On this episode of Buff's Garage, I'm trying to get away. Trying to get away from the law. Trying to get away from Dalton. He's right behind me. I gotta go. Hang on.
Yeah, yeet away.
Trying to get away from this explosion.
Yeah.
And just trying to get away from it all. Well, it's been a day or two since the Happy Camper's been fired up, so I'm going to throw the battery jumper on it, make sure it's going to fire up. I forgot the battery switch was turned off. Good old Ford 460 is always good for a startup. Just got to give it some battery power and it's off and running. It's dirty, but it's loaded, ready to go. And yes, I checked the straps. They're not going anywhere. Just got to stop and get some gas, and then I'm on the road. I'm taking the RV and the free GTP behind me, and we're looking for parts for all the vehicles. We're headed to some junkyards, pick and pulls, and even marketplace for new parts for all the vehicles in the fleet. So stay tuned. Here I am at an auto parts place in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri. Main problem was GPS took me way over there, and there's a big sign that says customer entrance, but guess what? It's not the customer entrance. It's a gated area that once you get in the gate, you ain't getting back out. There's no parking for RVs with trailers here. So funny thing is, even though I went to the correct gate, I was exactly where I needed to be to begin with. You have to have a piece of paper to actually pick up your item. Now the problem with that is, no offense to a certain company that I'm visiting, there's no parking for large vehicles with trailers. Either way, got my paperwork. Now I'm headed to where I was already at, and we're gonna hopefully get the avalanche parts loaded up and get back on the road to go get more parts and maybe some special parts for a certain special vehicle that I hope is waiting for me. The RV's held hostage behind the gate. Let's see if we can get in. And I'm in. Anybody need a pallet? They've got a few. I'm guessing that one might be mine, but I could be wrong. A lesson one? We've got it easy. We're gonna pile everything up on the trailer really well, and hopefully it doesn't fall off. The guy loading it thought this was sketchy, but when you only have so big of a trailer, you can't not take the free GTP. So we've got multiple straps. They're all snug. All right, that's not going anywhere. All right, I'm almost to the family farm, and I have an exciting reveal for you guys. That's right, it's Brian Van 10. Dun dun dun! So I'm attempting to pull the hood release, and it's not releasing. It's almost like it's jammed or something. I'm not sure why that would be. So let me try to pull this apart. Working on Mom's Rover again. Thought it had a bad alternator. Needed a battery. All right, so obviously you guys didn't really get to see the damage, but this whole piece is caved in. The hood actually came out pretty unscathed. This piece is twisted and bent. Core support, condenser, radiator. This is broken. We got some broken parts in here with the AC. This side's pretty good other than the battery seems to have come loose. It was secured down. Got a little tweak in the bumper that I think we can pretty easily fix. For the most part, I think we can fix Brian Vantana. The downfall of this whole situation is this is not a fender that you can unbolt and replace. Which means this either needs to be cut out and replaced, or as suggested by several folks, is we need to just hook a log chain to this, drive backwards really fast, and see if we can't yank it straight again. I guess the point, guys, is Brian Vantana will be back. Oh, let me go check out the new parts I got for him. Special thanks to Chad from Square Body Stuff for giving me a heads up on what to look for, and Dalton from Pole Bar Garage for actually sending me the ad where these are for sale. Chad said, look in here. These were listed as a turbine wheel, 15 by 10. In fact, they are a Western wheel, which is called a Cyclone. And they are not 15 by 10, but they are 15 by 8.5. So it's not exactly what I was looking for, but I'm not going to complain too much, because even at 15 by 8.5, they are a lot wider than what is on Vantana now. And if the offset's correct, still going to give it a pretty good look. Plus, they're vintage. These are old wheels. Hard to find these days. So we're going to attempt to move this. Mom's got all the power with the 6-wheeler, and she's got all the chains. Well, I mean, at this point, we can just hook to the fender and see if we can pull it back out. Go for it. Here's the good things. Tires are all still inflated, still on the vehicle. Nothing seems to be stolen or removed from the vehicle. We got a few extra stickers and marks from the auction company. Thankfully, it did not get auctioned. But as I showed you before, this is our big black eye. This is our sore spot. Don't mind all the rust. Don't mind the rocker panel just coming off. That was fine. You know, I don't think he's too bad off. So let's mock up some wheels. With Vantana moved, Mom's been making sure all of her grass got mowed. He was taking up too much real estate on the grass, so he got graduated to the pavement. Oh, I know, buddy. He doesn't want to go up. Well, okay, despite having two different size lug nuts, because of course he does, and a bit of an identity crisis for the GMC center cap, off comes that one. And you know, the tires aren't that bad, but knowing what I know, they sat for 10 years in the same spot before I came along. Let's go ahead and mock these up, see if they're gonna fit. I think those might work. We get some different lug nuts in there. Those are cool. Sticker on it. So Mom's Rover was having some issues. We put it on a load tester. Without the vehicle running, it was showing bad battery. Went ahead and fired the vehicle up to see if maybe we didn't have a good enough alternator charging, and nope, it was charging just fine, just bad battery. So, is that supposed to be like that? Over here.
What's that for?
It's to vent your battery. Where's your wrench?
They're behind you.
And let's test it. Maybe? Fixed. Okay, since I'm working out of the family shop, I've got to be a little bit more mindful of where I put things. So we're gonna take that rear end for the new Avalanche. We're gonna slide it on into the shop for now until I can come back and work on the Avalanche. We're gonna get the GTP off the trailer because I have to fix the AC on it. Remember last time? I'm not gonna tell you about it, let's just do it. Now the main key to doing sketchy stuff is make sure you have all the proper PPE. I just removed my safety glasses because they were too dark for the interior, but I got my safety hat and my safety shoes, so this won't be a problem. See if we can make some bad decisions. Oh yeah. There's that one. Excuse me. Gonna come off there? And it's almost like we put this on here with a forklift or something. All right, forklift. Oh, I'm not a forklift. Whew, that is heavy. Let's just try this. Nailed it. Show my poise and grace. I don't have a pallet jack, but I have a pallet and I have a jack. So let's see. Hey, that's off the ground. Sit this way. Another pipe. Who needs a pallet jack? Could probably drain the battery for any number of reasons, but that's why we have the NOCO boost. All right, back at Grand Lake, we need to work on this AC compressor. But I also want to investigate the coil pack. We got to actually change the wires because we didn't do that last time. I'm pretty sure I got a tensioner pulley or something like that that's making noise. I don't think it's just the AC compressor that's squealing. There's only one way to find out. So if you go back and watch the video, when I picked this car up, I took it to the car wash and stupidly decided to wash the cobwebs and such out of the engine compartment. And then it started running wrong, like really wrong. My guess is I got water into the coil packs or something along those lines. And the coil packs are not a 5mm, they're not battery dyed. It's a 5.5 and my little cheapy case doesn't have that. So I'm going to try the Dalton pliers here. Yep, nothing moving. Alright, back this morning. Trying to beat the heat by doing this before it gets 100 degrees. By the way, it's going to be 100 degrees today. So we went ahead and got our new AC compressor for the car. Obviously the AC compressor was making a lot of noise when we charged it, and that doesn't make for a very effective AC system. Did I mention it was going to be 100 degrees today? Alright, we have our new compressor here. It's got a few extra parts. Figure out what those are. Instructions, we don't need those. Alright, I guess we need to jack this car up and start pulling the old one out so we can get this new one in. Anytime you're working under a car, you don't have a jack stand, find something that's not going to just break in case the jack falls. Close enough. So unfortunately for me, the AC compressor is clear down in that hole where you see that yellow sticker. And there's no easy way to get to it from the top. So I'm going to have to dig around underneath, see if I can't figure out how to get to it from down there. Either way, it should be fun to watch. So for this job, I've got my dollar store creeper here. I'm back to working on the gravel, which a lot of you are. Oh, well, that's part of the problem. One of the reasons my AC stopped working, that little plug right there is supposed to be inside the front part of the compressor to turn that thing on and off, and it's obviously no longer connected. So hopefully we can detach all that, salvage the plug, put the new compressor in, plug it back in, we should be good to go. Well, even these antique cars of the late 90s adopted this front wheel drive mentality where to take parts out you have to remove the wheel. We're going to take these, well, that one's missing. We're going to take this screw out, and that should give us access to our AC compressor back there. Should be able to get it out through this hole because there's no way we're getting it out through the bottom. Alright, now with that cover out of the way, we can clearly access our AC compressor. We're just going to have to pull that belt to make sure it's out of the way and then start pulling this thing apart. So even though this bolt is well oiled, because these are notorious for leaking, sometimes they're really stuck on there, and so even though you can get your socket on there, you just can't get it to torque loose. So just short of going and buying a fancy impact tool, try the wrench trick. Wrench trick is an easy concept. You'll put your ratchet or wrench on whatever it is you want to move. You take this wrench and you kind of put it right like that on the handle, and then you use the wrench as extra leverage to get a bite on there. So as long as this hand is holding everything steady and you don't strip the nut, you can put a little extra leverage with the wrench. And 60% of the time it works every time. So there's 5 bolts in this bugger. 3 in the front, 2 in the back. Plus you have to unhook the fittings for the AC system, and it had nothing left in it. So I'm not sure if it just escaped through here or if I have a leak somewhere else, but this should just basically fall out now. There ain't nothing holding it in. Just like that. Compressor is out. Let's go put the new one in. Alright, with the compressor reinstalled, one thing I didn't have to do taking it out that I'm going to have to do, that I had to do going back in, was reattach this wire, because the one from the old compressor fell off, broke loose. It left the chat. Let's leave it at that. I'm going to check the engine mount. I was looking over here at this CV boot, and the inside one's blown out, so that'll be a later project to fix before it starts clunking. And if you can see in there in that oily mess, that's what's left of our engine mount. So that's coming up too. We'll get that replaced. But you know what? We're gonna have cold AC, so let's get this thing fired up. Well, our system should be sealed up now. Our belt's back on. I went ahead and topped it off with some PAG oil. This is an oil charge, self-sealing stuff, but it had oil in the compressor when we started. But anytime the system's been evacuated, it's good to go ahead and recharge with a little extra oil. It gives you the capacities right in the instructions. Add to that, we need to pull a vacuum to make sure we have no leaks. Yeah, I don't have a vacuum thing here, so we're gonna wing it. Well, we were talking about cylinder misfire, and we had that plug wire that came loose. But what I did do is I went ahead and got the only 2 coils they had in stock and replaced those. It was my 3.6 that was bad, but I went ahead and replaced the 2.5 and the 3.6. And even after I changed it, I couldn't figure out why it kept shooting misfire on 6. Well, it was because that wire came loose. So we got that fixed. But now we were trying to check our AC and figure out why it wasn't kicking on the compressor. Well, part of the problem is it's too low. But if you add anything, it shuts the compressor off. Why? Because deep down in here is a pressure switch. And guess what? It's the original switch, just like those were original coils. New plugs, new wires, 2 new coil packs, a partridge and a pear tree. AC still doesn't work. I mean, it's got 159,000 miles. Can't imagine why that would be bad. Plus it had a AC compressor that pretty much detonated. Who knows if there's crap in the lines or not. But either way, this thing woke up. It's got a new life. Oh, it'll spin them at every stop now. I mean, it is a new car. It'll do it every time. I dig it. Okay, now I get what this car is all about. Now I get it now. Okay, I'm east of Kansas City in Missouri, in a rural area, which is the known location of Pole Barn Garage and home of the Holy Ghost. So my goal will be to put on a disguise. You guys saw that in the last episode. And blend in. Make it seem like I'm supposed to be there. I want to sneak onto the property and try to steal the Holy Ghost. I recognize that roundabout. Somebody tried to take the golden Le Mans drifting around that thing. It's getting more rural and a lot nicer houses, so I know I'm getting near. Dalton has some fancy neighbors. I guess when you're a big YouTuber like that, you gotta surround yourself with successful people. When you become a Jag owner, you have to fit in with the boys at the country club. And now he has 2 Jaguars. Okay, we're almost here. So I need you guys to be really quiet. Don't give it away. Don't send him a message. Don't put it on Instagram. Just be quiet. And we're gonna see if we can sneak on the property. This is almost as nerve-wracking as when you guys just took me all the way to 10,000 subs. That was an amazing thing to watch happen. So, yeah, by the way, thank you guys for that. That's awesome. 10,000 of you want to watch me. That's nuts. Oh, okay. All right. We're gonna sneak up on him. Okay, buddy, I gotta change clothes and I'll be right back. Dalton and Cody are over working on something. So I'm gonna go ahead and change into the disguise. Okay, here we go. So now we're creeping up. I see Dalton and Cody working on something. Is this a new project? I don't know. But I think today we're not going to be able to sneak up with both of them there. So I'm going to come back maybe in the morning, to try and steal the Holy Goat. This is an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at how I snuck into Pole Barn Garage and added a little flair. So Dalton has all of these license plates hanging up all over his shop. It's pretty awesome. But now he has one from Alaska and one from Texas. This one's off my RV from when I lived in Alaska. And this one's from the Free GTP. Okay, he's over that way. You can't see me. I'm gonna sneak in here. It's dead. I'll try a different one. Swanee's all loaded up, so I can't really take this one and get a good getaway. I don't even know what that one is, so I'm gonna mess with that. If you guys remember, I was actually here when we revived the Mercury. So let's check it out. No way it's locked. I can't get in it. Nope, not gonna sit there. That's an interesting truck bed. There's always the bus from Junkyard Digs. Maybe? Wait, is that the V12 Jag or the 350 Jag? Oh wait, didn't it catch on fire? Yeah, I think that's where we're at. Caught on fire. He's in there, so we can't bother. There it is. Wait a minute. Hood pins are off. Something's going on with the goat. Plus it's pinned in here. I don't think the Holy Ghost's ready to be stolen. Sorry, buddy. What is this the Gran Torino? There's another Jag. I'm not sophisticated enough to drive the Jag, but I might be able to pull off a Gran Torino. Look, the costume's working. Even the Pole Barn Garage cat thinks I'm Dalton. So I hate to say it, Holy Goat seems like it's out of commission. Should I take the Gran Torino? Let's go see if we can do it. I don't see where Dalton went. Wait, Sam? You see? Better sunglasses. I don't see Dalton. Oh, that was too loud. Let's go. Let's go. What the hell? Okay guys, I think I got it. So this is Dalton's Ford Gran Torino. He got this from Kevin at Junkyard Digs, brought it home, modified it, did a whole bunch of cool stuff. Oh my God, he's right behind me. I gotta go. Hang on. He is right in the rear view. We did it!
What are you doing?
Okay, so he caught up to us, but flipped around and we got away. So I call this a success, guys. More to come. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I want to thank Dalton for inviting me out to play with cars and have a good time this weekend. And of course, for being a good sport and letting me steal your car. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
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 So, I mean, I didn't get the Holy Goat, but the Gran Torino was pretty good. So, yeah. Next time, maybe the Jag?
Yeah, maybe not.
Oh,
You know.
all right. Well, whatever you do, don't try to come to Pole Barn Garage and steal his car, because he's going to catch you. And he's a good sport, but maybe not for everybody. All right.
Yep.
Truly, guys, what a great sport Dalton was. He invited me up here for the weekend. I got to play with cars. We did a revive and drive, which you can see in his video. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. So I'm out here at Pole Barn Garage, hanging out with Dalton and his brother Cody, and it's kind of the end of the day. You know, sun's gone down, it's getting dark. So what better to do when you're out in the country? Maybe do some shenanigans. I mean, I don't know, but let's see what we can do.
All right, go ahead, sir. Nice. Yeah, yeet away. It might work yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I let my finger off the foot.
Did you miss it?
That was a big boom.
That was a big boom.